Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Starcraft 2 England cast. I have got a great game here for everyone today. It is a game between LiquidSheth and VTgiX. Now, I'm going with GX. It could be GX or GX. I'm not quite sure, but I want to call it GX because the capital X is just how I would read it. So if I've got that wrong, I apologise, I'm an idiot, whatever. But GX it is, and this is VTgiX as the blue Zerg in the left position, and we have got the red Zerg LiquidSheth in the right position. Obviously both of these players are very good. This is from the LiquidSheth replay pack, which was released on TeamLiquid Pro on the 23rd of February 2012. Now both players are going to scout in the opposite positions. I mean, this is the way you scout as Zerg. You send the overlords over, obviously, because it's close by air. This is a ladder game, so there's no possible way that they can be close by ground. So you always send it away from your natural expansion. Both players are going to be going for relatively standard pool timings. There's absolutely no early pool shenanigans going on, so this probably will end up being some form of a macro game. I mean, I say macro game, may not be, it just won't be a short little all-in or anything like that, and that's because most pros don't actually use all-ins on the ladder. I mean, I'd advise people against using all-ins on the ladder purely because yes, winning is great, but it doesn't make you a better player. It will just make you good at doing the all-in until eventually you'll reach a plateau where people know how to beat that, and then you're stuck, and if you try and change something you'll go on a massive losing streak. So it's much better doing these kind of builds, and we have seen Sheth go for a 14-14, whereas GX has gone for the 15 pool, 15 hatch, 16 gas, and going to be a 16 pool as well. So this is a very brave play by GX. I mean, he knows he's going to be pretty safe. He knows that any sort of really early pool timings would have come, but he isn't drone scouting either, and it's very easy to hold any sort of early hatch first build as Zerg in ZvZ, as long as it's not a super early pool. But obviously he knows that it's not close positions, it's cross positions, so he is relatively safe. What we may see him do is go for the Baneling Nest first, and before speed, and that's purely because he's then defended from any kind of speedling all in. And Sheth's going to be quite a lot later in his hatch. He's going to get the short-term advantage of extra supply just because he hasn't spent out those 300 minerals, but the hatch pays for itself very quickly purely from the extra lava production you will have available to you. And the hatch does look like it's going down for Sheth now, and that's perfect timing on there. Two Zerglings are going to come out to have a little scout, some drones are just moving down, and there's the Baneling Nest for Sheth coming down, but still no Baneling Nest for GX, but he is getting speed, so speed is perfectly normal. We probably will see a Baneling Nest come out soon. You'll need to see a Baneling Nest because otherwise the Ling Bling play from Sheth could do a lot of damage. Alternatively, both players could play defensively and just drone up, and then go for some kind of roach play, and that was a good little snipe of the drone, which was going to build a spine crawler. Some Zerglings are finally coming out now for GX, also getting his Baneling Nest, but the Baneling Nest is pretty much finished for Sheth. His hatch isn't quite down yet. Obviously a queen at the natural already for GX, at the main base coming in as we speak. Not many Zerglings, and I mean, a lot of Zerglings are being produced now for GX, and this is really in preparation for any kind of push. Great overlord spread by both players, have got a good view across the entire rush distance, and these are a lot of Zerglings coming out now, but there are more Zerglings for GX at the moment. That inject has just finished, so a lot can come in as well now. 6 more are on their way, but 2 Banelings are being morphed. I'm not quite sure. There they are. So 2 Banelings are going to be coming in now, and obviously no Banelings are there for GX as we speak. His Baneling Nest is done, but finally the Banelings are coming down. It's going to be pretty hard, and if those Banelings got a good hit, and they didn't actually manage to get a good hit off as of yet, and this is great control by GX, but I mean, he's got to keep doing this, and those queens are going to go down, and that's a big loss. And that was a huge Baneling hit there. That was absolutely massive. That could have turned the tide of the entire kind of attack in favour of GX, purely from that just one Baneling hit. And it really shows that you can defend these hatch first builds in the face of a lot of aggression, as long as you've got good scouting and know what's going on. And there are still quite a few Zerglings here. That Baneling wasn't quite as effective, but a lot of reinforcements coming out now for GX. He has actually also got both players going for the 10 Zerglings, and there are some more Banelings morphing in for GX now, so he should be pretty safe. And Sheth is just going mass speedling now. Just nothing but speedlings, just keep building them, getting a couple of Banelings out now. And I mean, both players are in an interesting position here. I think if we take a quick look at the production tab, we will see that Sheth is behind in drones. So in the long run, GX can keep this up for longer than Sheth can. So Sheth really, every single round of Zerglings he makes without doing significant damage to the drone line of GX means that he's getting further and further behind. And these Zerglings have great control. They are going to be picked off by the superior numbers of Zerglings for LiquidSheth, but a lot of reinforcements coming in for both players. Now those Banelings are on their way in. Just equal trade of Banelings, but there's 2 more Banelings now there for Sheth, and he is going to be able to pick some of them off. And Sheth now has got no Banelings again, and I believe he's actually outnumbered in terms of Zerglings. So, actually no, Sheth has got the more Zerglings. I do apologise. So, really, these drones are in trouble now, and losing drones in a ZvZ is pretty much the worst thing that can happen to you, short of dying, because obviously every drone you have to remake is one less pair of Zerglings or a Roach, and obviously as your economy goes down, your enemy can just keep pumping, but both players just purely going for the Zerglings and the Banelings now. So this is going to be really, really aggressive. It's a lot of really intense micro. If you make mistakes, they really, really pay, because if the Banelings get a good hit off on the Zerglings, then a lot of damage is done. Like there, that was quite an effective use of a Baneling, but obviously 2 more Banelings there, and 1 already down now, and I mean both players trading very well. If we go to the loss tab, it is actually slightly in favour for Sheth at the moment by 500 minerals, so as we speak, Sheth is slightly ahead. And if we go to the unit count, there is actually equal numbers of drones now for both players. This is neck and neck. If we look at this loss tab, Sheth is slightly in the lead, fractionally in the lead. And sorry for that little sway there, just trying to keep track of what all these Zerglings are doing. We are going to see some Banelings trying to get done, but they do get cancelled, so GX is going to be pretty safe at the moment. Has got 2 more of his Banelings out, 2 more on the way, so we'll be at 3 Banelings. Meanwhile, Sheth is also getting some more Zerglings out, some more Banelings out. Sheth actually doing a quick round of drones, and I think that's really, really wise of him. He's keeping the pressure on GX, and GX is going to have a hard time trying to counter, but the Banelings are coming in now, and he's got to be very, very careful. If one of those Banelings connects, could do huge damage. Now, this is really just taking the pressure off GX at the moment. Sheth getting another drone, and every drone he squeezes out makes him a bit more likely to win, purely because he's got the money in order to deal with it. And there was some good micro there as well. Those Banelings are going to try and get in to do some damage to the Zerglings. A big hit off there. A lot of Zerglings do go down for Sheth there. Oh no, it was actually VT I think those Zerglings went down for. Very hard to keep track of here. And, I mean, both players... GX hasn't got enough there. 3 Banelings are morphing in now for Sheth, so GX will be forced back for the time being, but Sheth's getting 14 more Zerglings out as we speak, and this is a good time to push in, but obviously those Banelings, if they pop, will do a lot of damage. A Spine Caller on its way down now for Sheth, and if you take a look at GX's base, he's got no drones at the natural side 1, and I mean, he is just putting on a lot of pressure, and this really shows how quickly a ZvZ can go in favour of one player to the other. A lot of Zerglings out, a lot of Banelings out now for GX, and he's trying to get those Banelings to hit. Did manage to kill one, but 2 very low HP Banelings and 1 Baneling remaining for Sheth now, and that could be, not quite a big hit. So, luckily for VTgiX, those Zerglings are going to get into the base, may be able to do some damage, and there are some Banelings going in. The Banelings are going to get a huge health, and that was a lot of drones gone. That was a really, really key hit for GX there, and these Zerglings are just going to try and get out now. They're just running around, seeing if there's anything more they can do. Going to try and snipe a couple more drones. Meanwhile, Sheth's replacing all of those drones he's lost, but obviously there are drones and not Zerglings now, but he has got the additional number of Zerglings. Meanwhile, GX is just getting more Zerglings out in his main base. We go to the unit counting tab. It is 18 drones for Sheth to 15 for GX, and really drones, as I've kept saying, is where everything is at. If you've got more drones, you can keep on this pressure for longer, and you can have less economical trades and still win. Quite a few Banelings morphing in now for GX, but I don't think he's going to see them, and those Banelings are going in, and I mean, very, very close. That could have been disastrous for Sheth there. 1 Baneling will go down to 2 Zerglings, which is a pretty efficient trade. Didn't do so well there. Obviously, the Zerglings did manage to get us around on 2 Zerglings for GX there. If we take a quick look back at Sheth's base, he's getting the drone count up. He's squeezing out a couple more drones, and every drone he gets out is going to give him advantage going further on into this game. And I mean, we're at the 13-minute 45 mark now, and obviously still seeing Ling Bling at this stage really is intensive. They've kept this up for a good couple of minutes in game, and if we take a quick look at the APM tab, I mean, both players playing a pretty high APM, and obviously this is pre-patch, so this is effective APM as opposed to the actual APM, but as you can see, pretty high, not astoundingly high, but considering it's on the effective APM, then obviously it is still a high count. So Ling Bling Micro is incredibly intensive and uses up a lot of the player's actions, and this queen is out of position now. No banings are out at the moment, and big baning hit goes off there, and that was a big loss for GIX there. GX, or I keep getting his name wrong, and just having a look at the base, I mean, there's no more drones being produced at all, just a lot of Zerglings coming out, and that queen may get taken down. The baning does detonate a bit inefficiently, but some more banings coming in now for GX, and this is just incredibly intense. Both players are just literally skirting with death, and that's what playing with banings is like. You make one bad hit, and two banings for two banings, one left over for GX there. He's getting into the main base. I mean, this could do huge damage. There's no units in here. A good surround on quite a few drones. The baning was taken out. I don't think he got down on anything, but there's a lot of Zerglings now in position for Sheth in order to defend this. The queen is obviously there as well, fighting the Zerglings in the choke, so not good for GX at all. Again, GX just so far behind in the Zergling count, but some more reinforcements are coming in now. But Sheth is just really overpowering. He's got so many more Zerglings at the moment. But 10 more are on the way now for GX. But Baning's there for Sheth. Baning's now just quickly getting morphed for GX as we speak. But 4 Banings are just marching their way across, trying to get the surround on GX's units. And Sheth is really dealing with this like a boss. And finally Sheth transitioning into Roach play. I mean, if we take a look at the unit counting tab, this really says it all. 30 drones to 15. GX has got to win this game incredibly quickly if he wants to win. Otherwise, the economy of Sheth will just allow him to easily get ahead. And I mean, Sheth's only drawback now is he's getting that Roach one, but he doesn't have the gas to deal with it because he keeps getting banings, and some big baning hits went off there. I flicked back just to try and see what was going on the main base, and it looks like we're going to have a momentary rest, although straight away Sheth is moving in. Those baning hits are going to be key. If he gets one big baning hit off, then it can do huge damage. And those banings are looking in. They did get the scout off, that there's no drones there, so Sheth is in a really good position here. As long as GX doesn't throw away his Zerglings, he could do a little bit more. Again, cleaning everything up there, but obviously 3 queens now the main base, 2 spine crawlers, but a lot of Zerglings are on the way, and nothing in the way of defense for Sheth. I mean, Sheth has to get those Zerglings out quickly, but only 6 actually being built at the moment, and GX not just running in, he's getting a lot of banelings morphed in, and those banelings are going to be incredibly effective here. But obviously these evolution chambers are going to be used for SimCity, just to try and block up how those banelings can move, so the spine crawlers can do absolute maximum damage if possible. And the banelings are going to get moved in now. And if you take a look here, I mean, individually controlling the banelings has got them all on the 8 hotkey, but trying to get a little bane train going on here, which is basically 2 by 2. And I mean, here comes the banelings. If those 2 banelings get a hit off on all of those, then that'll be a good hit. 2 baning for 3 is good. The spine crawlers are going to be able to snipe off a couple of banelings, and Sheth now 20 food ahead. And this is basically a bit of a tough situation. GX is going for a lot of drones, trying to catch up in that drone count, but I mean, Sheth is transitioning fantastically. He's got a lot of SimCity there, a lot of spine crawlers, and some banelings as well, so he's pretty safe at the moment. Also getting his lair tech out. I'm surprised Sheth isn't pumping more roaches at the moment, but he's only just got those extra gases up. So once he transitions into roaches, he'll be able to deal very easily with the banelings. And that was a huge baning hit there. I'm not entirely sure who took most of the losses. I believe it was Sheth, took a lot of baning losses. And again, quite a lot of all of Sheth's Zerglings are down now, and I mean, he has still got such good defense though, so GX can't actually take this out. GX just droning, and I mean, that's a good position to be in. If we take a look now though, it's 54 drones to 35, which isn't a good position for GX to be in. Sheth is just getting complete monster mode on. Still got lots of minerals left in his main and his naturals, so it's absolutely fine there. Meanwhile though, GX is pretty much mined out at his main base, and the rock's actually being taken now for Sheth. And I mean, if those go down, he can get his 3rd base. That 3rd base will be pretty easy to defend, and roaches are out. 10 more roaches on the way, so a lot of roaches for Sheth. And obviously GX has only just finished his roach war and now doesn't have the 4th gas, has just got the 2nd and 3rd gas. Is going to try and take the gold base, and really all of GX's hopes lie on getting this 3rd base down. If he gets that, then obviously the gold minerals will allow him to possibly stay in, but this is a big scary roach push, and GX has nothing to deal with this. He's got no spine crawlers, he's got not enough zerglings, no upgrades. He is getting the 6 roaches out now, but so many more roaches for Sheth. 11 more are on the way. Speed for the roaches is coming out as well. Some zerglings are there to deal with it, but I mean, there's just so many roaches. There's not enough roaches there to deal with, not enough zerglings to deal with those roaches. 2 banelings in there as well, so if the zerglings do engage, they'll be in danger. And there's the GG from GX. Now, that was a fantastic game, and I mean, if you look at their effective APM, that is very, very high. Well, not very high, but effective APM takes out any multiple clicks, which are actually needed for effective baneling micros. So that's why in the latest patch they brought back the actual APM and also showing the effective as 2 different things. Now, I hope you enjoyed that game. I thought it was brilliant. I got a bit too overexcited at points, I do believe, but I mean, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click subscribe. Have a look at some of my other videos. Feedback is always welcome. If you've got any games you'd like me to cast, then send them to sc2england@hotmail.co.uk and I'll take a look at them. Basically, any other comments, feel free to leave them on the video, and I hope you enjoyed. Tune in again.